Hi, welcome back to my channel. So right now I'm gonna make lasagna for my kids. I had already gotten the pasta shells, and as you guys know, I already had my ground beef. So this is gonna be a really cheap, inexpensive lasagna. So let's go ahead and make it. Okay, so right here I have my lasagna noodles in a pot, boiling for about 5 minutes. You gotta take them out early. You do not want them to cook too much. And then right here I have some hamburger patties, which I'm going to grind up and make into the meat. So I'm just using my meat masher, grinding up these hamburger patties, because as you guys know, I did get hamburger patties about 2 weeks ago, and this will be the last of them. Lasagna it comes. So with this, I have to add some salt. Throw some over your shoulder. And some pepper. A little bit of red chili flakes. Get some oomph as far as the lasagna is concerned. My kids really like everything just slightly spicy, so this is what we're gonna do here. I love this little meat masher. I actually got this from the 99-cent store, and it works just fine. You don't have to get one on Amazon. Just go to 99 in order to get your meat masher, because it really works. Pretty sure that my pasta is done, so I'm just going to drain those and put them back in the bowl, but I'm going to put some olive oil in between them, that way they won't stick together. Alright, as you can see, I have my noodles right here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil to them, make sure they are totally separated. What I have to do is like mix them around, but they're really hot. How about that? Really hot, so just make sure they are not all together. In here, you're just going to mix them around. And there you go, you are able to stack them now. They are slightly al dente, which is good because you got to cook them in the oven anyway. So I do have one right here that is stuck together, so you're just going to pull them apart. Make sure all of the olive oil is all mixed around, and then there you go. That's all there is to it. Okay, so here we go. I am going to distribute my lasagna. Now I have no ricotta cheese, but I do have some cottage cheese, so I'm going to put this in between my layers. And more of the cheese you guys saw from earlier. I have one more can of 4 cheese spaghetti sauce, and then a little bit from the fridge. So let me start this. A little bit of pasta sauce underneath. Still have a little bit left. Okay. You can kind of spread that around a little bit to where it's slightly even. And then you're going to do 3 things of lasagna. No, your face is not going to be in there. Okay. 2 things of lasagna. We're gonna get a little bit of this meat on top, just like half of it. We're gonna spread this around to where it's even. Alright, the rest of the pasta sauce. I don't like my lasagna to be dry, so I'd like to add a lot of pasta sauce to it. So that is just the rest from earlier. I'm going to open up this can. A little bit more pasta sauce on here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of this to some cheese. I'm going to have to add, so I'm going to add half of this cottage cheese to some cheese. Is the thing. Doesn't matter if I'm using the other spoon because I'm just going to mix this all together. So half of the cottage cheese to about 2 cups of my Fiesta blend. And 2, so I'm just going to mix these together. And this will give me my filling in there without me having to buy ricotta cheese. So that is all mixed together. And what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of flavorings. So a little bit of pepper. And of course, as you know, my children are half Hungarian, so a little bit of paprika. I know this is not the normal way you make lasagna, but and a little bit of red chili flakes because my kids like it a little bit spicy. And I'm pretty sure there is enough salt in the cheese to do with the whole salt aspect. It's all mixed together, so let me put this on top of my lasagna. So there is my lasagna. Here is my cheese mixture. So we're just gonna stick this all on top here. I'm gonna have to spread it around. Kids will never know. All right, so now another thing of noodles. And so this time I'm gonna do 4 because I'm not trying to, I actually have stuff in the middle of them. So a little more of my pasta sauce. The rest of my meat. A little bit more cheese on top. This will make it really good because my kids honestly will eat cheese. It doesn't really matter what it's on. One more thing of noodles. Right now I'm going to add the rest of my cheese and then the pasta sauce on top. I'm going to keep a little bit of cheese just for the top, but the rest of the pasta sauce. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Like a quarter of a can of water. So I can get all this incorporated into there. I already preheated my oven for 350. So this is gonna go into my oven, okay, for about 20 minutes. And I'm gonna put the rest of the cheese that's on here. There's not a lot. As you can see, there's a little tiny bit of cheese on here. But the rest of the cheese on there, and I'll show you how it's gonna taste in a little bit. Okay, here's my lasagna. As you can see, it is still boiling. I'm gonna put the rest of this cheese on there. Kids love cheese, so the rest of this cheese on there as much as possible. Like that. Okay. So I still have some of my provolone cheese you guys saw me cook with earlier. So I actually have 2 slices left. So I'm just going to divvy these up amongst the top of it. So I'm just going to place them like this so that there is some provolone cheese on here. And then I do have some sharp cheddar cheese here. I only use about 3 slices of, and we're just gonna get this cooking with a whole bunch of cheese, because that's what lasagna is all about. So I'm just gonna place these in the middle of my provolone, and then I'm just gonna put this back in the oven to cook for a little bit longer. But the kids love cheese. In the oven for about another 5 minutes. So as you guys can see, I have a little bit of sourdough bread left out of my pantry. I'm just gonna melt a little bit of butter. I'm gonna put some garlic salt in there. I'm gonna toast these up. That way we'll have butter bread and lasagna. There is my lasagna. I'm gonna put my bread in the broiler really quickly for a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna cut you guys a piece of lasagna, that way you guys can see it. Honestly, it doesn't look like that much, but you know, just saying, you can never get your first piece of lasagna out perfectly. Alright, there's the bread. Like I said, this meal is really inexpensive, really cheap. If you use hamburger patties, it is so much better. My silly piece of lasagna and my bread. Not too bad. Like I said, you cannot pull out the first piece of lasagna normally, but here we go as far as the cheese and the toppings. Really good. Really good. Let me try to cut a little piece of pasta. I did not bring with me a knife. There's a little piece of the pasta. Really good. Flavorful. Everything is really good. You guys can see right here that there is the bread. Really good. Cheddar cheese hanging, not too bad, huh? So another meal, inexpensive and really good for you. If you guys like what you have seen, please subscribe down below, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for more videos from me, because I'm going to do more of these inexpensive but easy but cheap meals to do. And oh my god, life is going to be good, so stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.